Hello. Welcome everyone to JLABTV. I am JLAB and this is Football Manager 2022, the Youth Academy Challenge Day with Beira-Mar. Victor Ventura has officially been labelled as a wonder kid at long last, and we're about to reach the end of the season. His value has gone to 16,000 and 19,000, and he's now wanted by clubs. And not just any clubs, but Premier League clubs, Bundesliga clubs, La Liga clubs, Scottish clubs, and Paris Saint-Germain. So, I'm just going to say this here now. We are going to lose Ventura in the summer. And I'm going to try and get as much money as possible from these clubs that want him. And given that we are hoping that a Champions League club can come in and get him for 33.5 million, we're going to look at the leagues right now. And I'm going to say this here now. Villa, I think, are off the cards. I don't think they're going to want to splash up that kind of money for him for long-term prospects. They are safe, but I just don't see them wanting to give the money that I want to gain from the player. Atletico Madrid are in the Champions League, so I could actually convince them to make the deal. They're also looking to win their first La Liga title since 2022, 14 years ago. So that's a long time, isn't it? With the Bundesliga, Leverkusen did not get into the Champions League, and Mainz are only just surviving from relegation. I say only just surviving, they're comfortably clear, but I don't see those two teams being clean. I'd sell him to, quite frankly. Celtic are in the Champions League, and they are going to try and beat Rangers for the title. And as things stand, Rangers are beating Aberdeen, so even if Celtic were to win, they're not going to get the title. They've actually won the last 5 crowns, but for the first time in about 5 years, they're going to fail. So, awkward times. Awkward times. Also, Watford are 15th, so we're not going to be selling them for cheap. So, they can think again if they can try and get Ventura for the 16 to 19 million. As for Paris Saint-Germain, well, they are going to be the team that I am looking at as a team that can buy Ventura from us for the price. Lyon have just won their 5th straight title, and they are on the verge of going unbeaten. They got to take on Nims today, and if they do not beat Lyon, then Lyon go unbeaten as champions. Any other year, you'd think Paris Saint-Germain would have won the title, but no. They've been absolutely destroyed, and look at this. Tycoon takeover. Lyon are dominating the French leagues right now. It is something else, to say the least. It is going to be their 14th crown, one title away from matching PSG now, and Xabi Alonso is having a good time there. Who knew? Either way, though, I look at these teams, I look at the price, and I'm hopeful we can get closer to the 33 million mark, but I wouldn't be surprised if we are forced to sell him for 19 million at most, because, well, it's one of those things. But if we were to sell him for lower than 33.5 million, I can get a percentage in for the future sale, so that's a thing. We've also had a few games since we last met, so let's go over those while we're here. The first game we had was against Vizela, and we went behind inside 6 minutes. Wasn't our best ever game. And when that sort of goal goes in, you know it's a bad time for Matuni with the finish. We did get a penalty. Apricha scores it, and I thought, okay, we're going to get another goal. We're going to win this game. No, they scored a goal inside the 90th minute of the game, and Pereira with the finish. I was frustrated with this. And then we actually equalised. So yes, a 93rd minute equaliser. Oscar Silva with the finish. Oscar Silva has rescued us from defeat. How about that? The youngster that I had a lot of faith in, I said, you know what, he's going to do well. We put him on from the bench, and he goes and scores. So, good times, really good times. The next game we had was away from home against Portland, and inside 3 minutes, we're 1-0 up. Bartone phones Mariah, and Mariah is having all the time in the world and finds the top corner of that finish, 1-0. We then make it 2-0 just 2 minutes into the second half. Aparicio finds Ventura, he plays it across. He finds Antunes, who makes up for his bad game last time at the score. Unfortunately, we give away a penalty. Senna with the finish. And then we conceded the second goal. Equaliser, Dembele with the finish. 2-2, 18 minutes in. And we threw away a 2-goal lead. A frustrating moment when you realise that's the case. You're also going to notice something. I actually changed my entire back line. And Alvarez, Loreo, and Patrocinio all played. They all did well. Amadou wasn't so great. But hey, at least I can say my back line can be changed now when players are out injured or suspended. It's a wonderful time. The next game we had was against Gil Vicente, and inside 68 minutes, we got a winning goal. Mariah finds Ventura, good ball through, Ventura with the finish. We're going to miss him when he leaves, and that's another example as to why he is so good for us. He really is. But yes, Gil Vicente beaten again, and good time. The last game we had before we met up was actually a game against Ventura de Guimarães, and we took the lead at pre-show with that finish. I swear, some of our players are producing some really good goals this year. Unfortunately, we couldn't hold on to the lead, despite our best attempts, as Ascasinio shoots, hits the post or the goalkeeper, and then the Costa Lima with the finish. We lost the lead again, but honestly, we were not the bad team, and they absolutely deserved something out of this game, and you'd think, if you're not us, you'd be very annoyed with not getting the win. But hey, we gotta share the spoils. I'm content. What this has done for us in the league table is make us be in 11th place. This has been our lowest position so far, 11th place, but we've actually got the most points so far. We've also got a few injuries, and yeah, Esteban's torn his calf muscle. Sonny Pereira broke his ankle, so that's not fun. It does at least tell me that I don't need to worry about who to put in goal now, because, you know, you can't exactly play on a broken ankle, can you now? Wasn't ideal when I saw that, but hey. 2 goalkeepers, really good. One of them had to be dropped, and unfortunate circumstances kind of detected that Pereira is dropped, but at least he's done well internationally, I suppose. And with Esteban also doing a really bad injury, it means now that we could actually just drop him and play one of the younger talents coming through. And I'm excited because we've got some really good talent now in Patrocinio and Loreo that can come in any time and have better potential than both Velasca and Esteval. So maybe those 2 players are the future of the team. Patrocinio on the left, Loreo on the right. And given that Loreo is very consistent, really consistent, just a bit injury prone, is right-footed only, while Patrocinio is consistent, fairly consistent, but is left-footed only, we have the perfect partnership, and I am going to try and make it our centre defence partnership in the upcoming years. I really am. But either way, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take on Porto today and hope we can win, or at least avoid defeat. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost this game, quite frankly, but it is what it is. We do have a few injuries to worry about. Rubio actually got injured as well. He's only fit for 45 minutes anyway. Alvarez is not fully fit either. So we're going to have to change the lineup a little bit, unfortunately for ourselves. But hey, it is what it is. So in goal is Tribulo. He's got no one stopping right now with injuries to Pereira denying him any competition, I should really say. Fina as the right back because he's always playing there now. I actually don't know if he's still a decent player for this division, but I don't think he's getting much better, which is a bit of a shame. And he's very injury prone, so a concern maybe to worry about with Jafino. Lasker starts, and honestly, this might be his last real attempt to, well, last real chance to really be in the fight to be in the first team, which again could be not ideal for him. Patrocinio, we mentioned earlier, has got a lot of potential, has got exciting future. I think he's going to be in the first team next year. I really do. Amadu's kind of made himself the first choice fullback on the left now. Even if he's not been amazing at times, he's still proving to be really good. Patrocinio, proving he can still score and do well. An average rating of 6.91, showing he's really good. And while he doesn't look like he's getting much better, he's still good enough at division. Luis Santos is one of those players that I don't think I should really play, but I have no choice at the moment because of injuries and concerns. If this is Ventura's last ever game, I hope he has a very good one and we win for him, because this is probably going to be his last ever match for us, especially when I plan on sending him in the summer and he's already got clubs interested in him now. Antunes is now the most capped player for the club, and he's been Hugo Sandoval's record, which is very impressive. Mariah is actually someone I actually probably should give more props to, because he's actually now good enough to be a 3-star player for the team, and for me, as a false 9, he's showing why he's exciting. Quinton's playing because Boateng's on international duty, and it's one of those things that you can't really control, sadly enough. On the bench, we have Ricardo Perez. Despite the Bulgarian goalkeeper, I'm still going to put Perez in for now. I think next year is when we start to sprinkle in a few different goalkeepers to really tinker with the first team, see if they can develop or not. But with the training facilities being as good as they are, I'm excited. Loreo being on the bench and kind of showing in his first game that he can be pretty good. I'm hopeful he can continue to be productive. Alvarez being on the bench because not fully fit, he's just been injured, he's coming back from injury, and hopefully he can do well. With Biel not fully fit, only fit enough for 45 minutes, I don't want to play him as a first team player right now. He's actually doesn't want to leave the club anymore, but he is still refusing to sign a new contract, so it is what it is. Bonas is on the bench, is improving, so we've got a lot of promising players right now, and it's very exciting to be the manager of this club. We also got Oscar Silva on the left winger substitute position, so he's been good. Got a goal, so he knows how to find a back in the net. And Jose Fortes is actually on the bench for the striker role. Now, he can play there. Is he amazing? Well, that's up to debate, really. He's got the speed, so we've got a speedster on the bench if we need him to be. I think he's decent, just isn't amazing. But still, that's the lineup. That's what we're going to do. Let's hope we have a good time as we take on Porto for the last game of the year. We've gone balanced, but they are still doing the better team. This is Porto, so I'm not surprised if we don't do well here. It's Porto. They're one of the best teams in the country for a damn reason. Trying to get a top 4 team, and that's something we need to try and aim for in the upcoming years, but they have a chance. It's gone over the bar. Santa Clara beating Pasiti Ferreira. That's a bit of a shock to me. But now, Camacho with a chance. Oh, good save by Tribullo. Really good save. Probably shouldn't be able to make it, but there you go. Corner now. Traore with the corner. Lasker gets there first. Really good defending. Hannibal on the ball, though, and Traore again. Dennis Mann with the finish. It's just a really good team. It is just a really good Porto team, and I'm not surprised if we only finish 12th this year. Or just do that. He has played in now. Ventura doesn't get there, and now it's a counter attack potentially for Porto. It was kind of a waste of time with the pass we just tried to do. It wasn't a smart move at all. Camacho now, that's a bad miss. We're still one of the weakest teams in the division, and I know for certain that we are not going to do well. And that pass wasn't on the same wavelength Ventura. If Ventura was aware of it, then it would have been good, but Aparicio just tried a pass that was not on. And now, it's bad defending, isn't it? Really bad defending. We're just not good. We've had just one shot. They've had 10. We've been really bad, and he finds Quintanero. Now, Quintanero, that's what I'm talking about. We're just trying to do stupid passes that don't make sense. I don't know what he's trying to do with the pass, because there's no pass on. I just don't understand it. Traore, Patrocinio's made a mistake with the header, and Ruiz has just done the thing at the keeper, and it's 2-0 Porto. We are literally the makers of our own downfall here, because we gave the ball away at the pitch, further up the pitch. They got a free kick, go on defensive, because I want to keep this respectable at least, and we want to at least have more than one shot on goal. Okay, if we've gone defensive, and apparently we've had a shot, which either tells me we've been better once we've gone defensive. Have I just been not going the right mentality this entire time? Because we're not terrible, as Jafino finds Fortes. That's a chance. Ever since we went defensive, we've actually been creating chances. I'm now wondering if I should have just done this at the beginning. I feel like a bit of an idiot now. For trying to be, I don't know, try to be attacking. No, when we're actually creating chances by being defensive, we're actually doing something productive. And yes, they're on the ball right now, Porto, but we don't have a lot of options, and we're coming up very quickly, very deeply, and that's a good goal from Ruiz again. I don't know, it's just one of those things where I know we can do better. Yes, we're kind of inviting the players on ourselves, but we can at least do better. I mean, this is bad defending, really. Valiero. It's 4-0. I know this scoreline doesn't tell me otherwise. Just kind of goes is everything I just said, but it's down to mistakes. It's down to mistakes. We're doing this badly, and we're just going to try and make sure we don't lose any more goals. We were poor in the first half. We were poor in the second half. We deserved to lose the game. We finished with 12 players. We wouldn't expect to do much more than that, and it is what it is. Braga are the champions, though. They have beaten Vizela to get the championship, and Loretano. Oh my God, Loretano. Akende's there, right? Akende's at the club, is he not? Daniel Akende could be about to get this team promoted. Daniel Akende could be about to get Loretano promoted to our division. Could you imagine the situation here and now? That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious to me. But yeah, Braga won. Benfica also won, but they needed to confirm it was done, and Sporting did win as well. So Porto are in the Europa League next year, and we have Gil Vicente and Tondela in the Europa Conference League. We missed out on the Europa Conference League actually by only 8 points in the game, which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it, but yeah, it is what it is. What we're going to do, though, is actually end this here. We're going to go through the season review tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Hope you guys like and share this video, and let's subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. But either way, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.